Page 44, Ode to Joy. This is a theme from a Beethoven symphony, a very famous one. It's in every method book there is, this melody. But there's some things we can talk about as far as music goes. A theme, it says at the top, is a melody. Same difference. So if it's a theme from something, it is a melody from that something. An excerpt of it. A theme doesn't necessarily have to be the whole melody, though. A theme can be actually a part of a melody. So careful on that. But it'll be enough of the melody that it makes sense. As far as the musical phrases go, yeah, melodies usually have phrases, so you can have that too. Then they say it's a symphony. Well, what's a symphony? A symphony is simply a sound piece for an orchestra. It gives an orchestra a chance to sound. You hear the orchestra sound. You see, for a solo instrument, a sonata is a sound piece for an instrument. Like a piano or violin, or so you can have a piano sonata or a violin sonata or a clarinet sonata or whatever. That's a sound piece for where the instrument gets to sound. And for an orchestra, it's a symphony. So we got these words out of the way, huh? This theme, or melody, comes from the last movement of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the choral symphony. Now, I would encourage you to just go listen to the symphony. At least listen to the last movements. You ought to listen to the whole thing. I think there's like 4 movements in it or something. It's gorgeous. So let's look this over. It's on pages 44 and 45. There's no repeat signs, anything, going straight through. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time. I see quarter notes, eighth notes, whole notes, half notes. We can deal with all that. We got a bunch of slurs or phrases or both. We got some tied notes. We'll talk about those. So let's take this one hand at a time first to make sure we got the notes and the rhythm. So I'm going to start with the right hand. And the right hand doesn't come in until measure 9. When it does, it's second finger on D. Right here. You should know the names of these notes by now. You really should. And you're here. And the quarter notes. 1 and 2 and. So much for that. Let's go measure 17. Up here. Just quarter notes. Rhythm shouldn't be a problem. So you got that. That's about all the right hand does. Left hand starts it. You're here, so you're in the here. And it's a C pentascale. They've got it on there, but okay. And again, you should know the names of all these notes. If you don't, drill yourself on it. When you get down to measure 9, where the right hand plays, that G is tied. There's 3 of them tied together. You're going to hold that down for 3 measures, or 12 counts. This is where I was saying before, on a tie, you can only tie 2 notes at a time. So if you want more than that, you have to chain them. That's what they've done here. They've chained 3 together, ties. They're 2 ties, and you play the first one and hold it down for the length of, as long as the ties last, you hold it down until the last measure in the next. That's about with the left hand. So if you put them together, you're in C position in both hands, and the left hand plays the first 2 lines, and then measure 9, they're both playing, but the left hand's just tied. The left hand, that's it. I mean, page 45 is pretty much a repeat of all of this on page 44, more or less. So that's it. If you can do that, you've got it. At the very end, the bottom line there, on page 45, the last 2 measures, you're here. You have 2 half notes there in the left hand. Here, it's an E, not a C there. It's here. So you work on the notes, get those all out, no hesitations, and then we add the phrasing. The sentences are there, you can hear them. Like taking a breath, lift up. And in this piece, this arrangement, it just happens to work out that each line is a phrase, each line is a musical sentence. Now you also have slurs in here. But the phrasing, you're going to lift up between them, and the slurs, you're just going to connect them. Look, for instance, on measures 23 and 24. You have the notes together. With this left hand, that's a slur. It's not a sentence, I guess it could be, but it's not a sentence, it's just a slur. They're telling you just connect those notes. That's all, just connect the notes. The same thing at the bottom, last line, the melody's in the right hand. And this is sort of a counter melody, whatever, but connect it. Like so, yeah, connect it. Just lift up between the phrases. Dynamics, it starts out moderately loud, or MF, whatever you think moderately loud is. And then you get to measure 9, you go down to soft. And soft applies to the melody. But you don't have to worry about the left hand so much because you're just going to hang on to it. So just play them both soft. Then measure 13, go back up to moderately loud. And measure 17, you're loud. This is the right hand. Keep that down a little bit. See right there on measures 19 and 20. Can you play this loud and this sort of soft at the same time? We want to hear the melody. So keep the left hand out of the way. Same thing on the next line, the last two measures. Measure 25, you're soft. They say growing louder, and you're not going to get loud to measure 29, so plan it out. Because if you don't plan it out, you'll be loud by measure 27. You'll go here, this measure 25 is soft. Now, louder. See, I'd be loud right there. I just get loud immediately. No, plan it out. And since we have measures involved, we're going to do it a measure at a time. So measure 25 is soft. Measure 26 is soft. I go up a little bit to sort of soft. Now sort of loud. Now loud. So I just did it like a measure at a time. I just got a little louder and spanned it out. And speed, well, happy. And it doesn't, I mean, they're singing to this sometimes. Missed it before, I'll say it now, shame on me, but on measure 10 you have it getting louder too, or grow louder. Here you're only going to go up to moderately loud, so again you have to plan it out. You're not going from soft to loud like you did on page 45, we're only going soft to sort of loud. So I measure 9, you're soft, stay soft, just go up just a hair, up to sort of soft. Now you're sort of loud. So plan that out, experiment with it, and don't get loud too soon, and don't get too loud here. It's just sort of loud. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check that we have all the right notes. I don't think the rhythm's the problem, but the notes. I'm not going to do any dynamics. We're just playing notes. I'm going to play both hands about the same so you can hear them. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go.